Welcome to Open Mind Industries podcast, The Mind Unleashed. Sit back, relax, and unleash your mind.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 54 of The Mind Unleashed. How are you? How are you doing? Let's give a few shout outs to our supporters. First one is Lyft, the ride sharing app. Use our code TMUP. You'll get $20 off your first couple rides with Lyft. If you're not in the Orlando area, just type that code in. It will apply to where you may be in. Also, please check out CAS. CAS stands for Cinematic Aerial Services. What CAS is a drone shooting company who does real estate, home films, short films, any kind of thing you guys can imagine for digital photography, headshots, etc. He does all that. What he's offering for you guys who do real estate, agent, or whatever, who trying to get your house on the market, or just trying to do some brochures for your company to get it off the ground for yourself, to give your clients a better look, feel, etc. He's giving you guys $179 per property. So type our code in, OMI. It's going to be on our Facebook page. Also, just click that link. Everything will be there for you. I also want to give a shout out to Weeds Productions. Weeds Productions has been an awesome sponsor for us. Weeds does wedding photography, home, family portraits, anything you guys can imagine. If you're trying to get a really good photographer to get some good headshots, photos, family brochures, stuff like that, Weeds Productions is where it's at. He's offering you guys 20% off when you book your package with him. And this is going to be the last date for 2018, so try to get that booked. We'll see if he'll return for another year. I'm pretty sure he will. We'll see. As one of our supporters, sponsors, hopefully. When you guys do use the code, I will be getting paid. So hopefully, I'll use that code. But grateful for Weeds to be part of you guys. Honest to goodness person. Love having him on. And glad he was our dude. So definitely check him out. He's been getting booked up for the season. So definitely for the 2019 season, definitely call him up, hook him up. He'll take you guys care of you guys. Also want to give a shout out to our trademark attorney, Strawman Law. Strawman Law hooked us up with our trademark, which is officially in the USPTO, and I believe we are taken care of. I got the certificate the other day. Super stoked to finally be trademarked for 3D printing services and stuff like that. Hopefully this year is the year we finally start making some more moolah, start doing prototyping. It's just been a lot by myself, and John's been busy off doing his own thing, his day job. So hopefully we can step to it, get some stuff done, get some stuff prototyped, get some stuff out there from the market, something that I'm wanting to work on for a while. It's just a lot, so we'll see. But I can't thank that enough for Strawman Law. Strawman Law has been honest to goodness attorney to help us out getting our trademark done, so check him out. Also, I want to give another thank you to our real estate agent, Angie Connors. If you're looking to buy a home in the Orlando area, Mount Dora area, something like that, Angie Connors is who you want to go with. She has been very honest to goodness, took care of us, walked us through the whole step of the way, the buying process, and it has been an amazing process. Definitely check her out. Links will be down below in the description for Angie Connors. Anyway, guys, welcome to episode 54. My mouth is starting to get... Sorry, it's been a while. Not a lot's been going on, just working. Like I said, the holidays have hit. And it's been fucking nuts. It's been a wild one, and I do have some sad news to report. It kind of hits close to home to me, and for my good friend Michael Pernisco, who is Open Mind Industries Multimedia, helps us out with all that, the website, helping us with some podcast stuff, and he's been on the podcast. Unfortunately, his sister passed away unexpectedly a few days ago, and it's been a wild ride. It's been really weird because my girlfriend, I like getting to, you've seen her on the podcast also. Her sister passed away now. It's going to be year 2 on January 1st. So it really clicks so close to home to myself, and, it sucks when you lose kind of a member of your family, like an extended family member, and it sucks because it's, so, close and so deep, and I can't thank Michael and his husband David enough. Michael's, especially doing our logo and fucking helping me out when I needed help. And like, hey, this isn't working technically. How do we make it work? How do we make this work? And he's the one that got the Twitter going, and I'm the one who did Instagram, and he's the one who's been like, hey, I don't do much of this. I'll do your fucking logo. Let's try this. Really keep me level-headed. He's like, it's financially, I didn't make much of anything this year. money wise at all. So, it's been like he's been there to keep me motivated and like you got to keep working on your shit. Keep doing the 3D printing stuff, do your own shit, prototype your own shit. Um, and I've been getting into the streaming stuff that I've been wanting to do, and just really make open mind what I've always wanted it to be, which was an R&D company, finding about filaments, products, people, placements, things, and just kind of keep me level-headed on, it's gonna come. Just keep working at it, slowly but surely work on it some more. The problem is when you get real bills to pay and a day job's, more important to pay those bills, your dream, your ideal, everything like that becomes the second nature. And I really can't thank him enough for keeping me level-headed. And John's doing his thing, so it's like working a real job. You wish you could don't put more money into this. Well, you had an idea before, open mind, and it's started and it's moving, and it's grooving slowly but surely. Everything needs traction, and it's hard when you're trying to get supporters, sponsors, people, anything, anybody to fucking give you some traction to, keep you going. Pay a little bit. Like I said, the podcast doesn't cost much to fucking do. That's why I keep doing these, and I love to do them. And they keep me level-headed, keep me open-minded to do it. The work, that I'm able to put in and test and shit like that, the products, buying things to start prototyping shit back here, which I still have to, make the prototype that I want to make. It's prototype one's actually Mark IV is still sitting on the floor, my room here, and we're getting ready for this move and a new home, and it's a new journey for us. I'm going to keep continuing open-minded. I've already dumped enough so much money into it that I'm just like, well, where do I go from here? I'm already in debt. So, gratefully, I'm not like, oh my God, millions of dollars in debt or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. It's just, really wish I could make a little more moolah off of it to not have to worry about where the next paycheck's coming from, Not have to worry about doing the day job more. I'd rather do open mind more and rather, I don't know, but I'd rather just build more shit and spend more time helping friends get their shit off the ground too, and helping them get, because a lot of them call me up and say, I have this idea, I want to do this, how do I do this? I know you do 3D printing, I want to get into it, I wanted what materials, products, what would you recommend? Have you looked into this? Have you looked into that? You got to do what you love. And sadly, I don't get to do a lot of that. I'm learning a lot of stuff, learning CAD, some CAD. I need to spend more time with the Wacom tablet. I need to spend more time. I never thought, this would be this. I never thought I'd fucking podcast for one day. Yes, I know everybody has a fucking podcast. Podcasting is podcasting. But it's a fun thing. It's something without listening to them, they keep me on the straight and narrow if I keep my brain going. This morning I had a little fucking confusion fit. I'm like, man, I need to do another podcast. Just paid my rent, and I'm just like, oh man, I only have 2 more weeks till fucking our mortgage is due, and we're not even in our home yet, which is sad. We signed it that once we're in and things are done, I will go deep into the house and stuff like that. But I don't want to go in deep into that, but it's been a wild rush with that and a lot of stress like that, and the new office will, I'll be sharing an office with my stepdad, but I'll be able to do a lot more work in there and get the 3D printers where I need to be, and I have friends wanting, help with, oh, this is cool, can you 3D print it, oh, can you do this, which is good because it keeps me on the straight and narrow of like what I love to do, and I get to like play with the 3D printers, and I get to test new filaments, and I get to test new ideas. I get to play with some carbon fiber because I want to do it the 3D crutch. I want to do the crutch tip. I want to talk with NinjaFlex some more. I want to make life easier for those around me. And like I said, I would love to fucking not have to sit here and go, the day job's tomorrow. And now I have to work 6 hours there and not be so happy. And really, I'm making money there, but it's not making me happy. It keeps me going. I've been there for, I'm on my 12th year, going to be on my 13th in April. Don't plan on quitting that job. I mean, if life comes amazingly, I plan to cut down the days a little bit more and, pay the bills. But, but that pays the bills, and this is just kind of not a side project. This is more my fun of what I'd like to do with mine. I get to do more research. I get to sit on the phone and do more research and stuff like that, finding new filaments, techniques. This engineering lifestyle has changed and developed, and I hope to have more friends on the podcast. My friends want to be on the podcast, and they want to talk about stuff that they love and what. I still got to get Ben on the podcast with you. He was on the TED Talk about a year ago. A year ago. Moby's been loved doing the podcast. He loves talking about his ideas, his things that he likes to do. If you don't find something you love, then it's hard to find, keep doing it. But it's these thing called bills, and it's like I just got another bill, from my medical insurance, which everybody has been talking to, and they're like, hey, it's like I just gotta pay my, uh, you know, medical bills have been piling, their insurance has been piling up. It's like, yeah, it sucks. You go to the doctors maybe twice a year. That's me. I go twice a year, and I'm paying out of the ass for it, and it sucks. But I want to keep motivated and positive and get John more active, because it's not having John for the year. I mean, I can call him whatever I want, but it's like, what am I going to call him about? We're not really working on much. And it's been a reflection. I literally, sitting down and after Michael's sister just passed away recently, it really sucked, because I was sitting down playing some video games with Mike, and we were planning on doing a podcast the next day. Playing Destiny and just doing a podcast and shooting the shit and just really talking about some fun stuff, about the storyline, stuff like that. And I'm grateful to have him back, playing some games, and that really helps me to unwind my brain. And because when you do some 3D printing shit, all you can do is watch. You've done all the settings you can do in your CAD, you've done all the settings you can do in your slicer. The next part is just watching it print, making sure it's printing fine, keeping an eye on it, stuff like that. And then from there, you take your notes and yada, yada, yada. That's what making is all about. It's trial and error. Okay, it's like, we have this idea, let's try it this way. And I look for companies, I've been spotting a lot of maker companies that make crutch tips, stuff like that. And it's like, okay, how much does this cost? Is this going to help so-and-so? It's going to help me in the long run. The best cost, it's things are going to cost money either way, but to make it better and more versatile for the person that's using it. And this is why Open Mind started. I'm still sick and tired of things not being affordable, comfortable, and reliable. It's like, okay, you can go ahead and get this, but a lot of the things that we've seen passed over the years. I mean, I've been 3D printing now, it's apparently for 4 years without even knowing it. We started in 2015 with Open Mind. Worked our way up with a little, geeky gag, not an Indiegogo or anything like that. It was like, hey, we want to try this. We want to keep doing this. These things are going to happen. These things are happening slowly, but fucking surely. I'm only one person doing them. The problem is like sitting down with the damn prototype and going, how do we build that? How do we build that? And John was, at school and stuff like that. And then I was like, I really want to do a fucking podcast. And then that kind of took off, and that kind of, was my radar to do it and have fun doing it. And I'm on episode 54. Mike said to me the other day, he goes, we're talking a day before his sister. We didn't, he didn't know about any of this. His sister, and he goes, man, I can't believe you fucking keep doing these. I can't believe you. I said, I love turning on the camera and just turning on the recorder, the Zoom, and just hitting that fucking play button. It's record button. It's just fun. To tell my friends and really geek out with them, and for them to be so fucking supportive and then just geek. I said, podcast doesn't have to be anything. I mean, it's so sad. I got a couple lined up. I got a friend that I'm going to be talking to, a big collector, toy collector and stuff like that. I said, would you be on the podcast? He said, oh, fuck yeah. He goes, I've never done one. I'm kind of nervous, but what do we talk about? I said, dude, you've been showing me all your collection. He's trying to get a lot of his collection lined up so he can start parting it out and selling it so he can kind of have a cool life. Because he's been collecting so long with all these fucking cool gizmos and gadgets and toys and game consoles. And I'm like, bro, like, when are you going to, can I sit down and just talk to you how it all started? And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, yeah, I never been on one before. I don't know how it's going to turn out. He goes, let me just kind of get some stuff together so we can kind of give you an idea what we can kind of run down. I said, no, let's just sit down and just goof off and see where she goes. Maybe I can make a 1 and 2 parter out of it, 1 2 hour part out of it. I'll chop it into. So that's going to be on the next year's thing, It's hard when, you're just like, man, what episode can I come up with? Because you sit down and you're like, man, my life isn't fucking that awesome. My life isn't that awesome. I go to work, come home, it's pretty much it. Go out, get some food, and that's pretty much it. And I want to kind of add more of the gaming element, because gaming is a big part of my life, and then the 3D part, the building shit is the big part of my life too, and sitting down learning stuff and getting the books out and learning CAD. Especially when I get home a lot, it's more text. People text me a lot. Hey, I have a project in mind. Are you available to do it? Can you help? Is there anything you would recommend? I want to get my 3D printing. So it's a lot of it's, I'm helping people out a lot and giving a lot of my knowledge that I know. Like I said, coming up, I have the Trident I need to do. Still, I've got ordered some ABS, but the CR10 minis do not have enclosure, which I'd probably need to go to, Lowe's or Home Depot and get some shit for that. And, just to make enclosures for them. I'm in the robo's still kind of in and out of commission, just getting the settings just right now that I have. I don't want to slurp in the microphone. I know how you guys hate that. I hate it when people are like slurping and I'm like, ah. I just need some coffee. I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning. Had to pay rent this morning. I got yelled at yesterday. Because of the day job and then paying rent and mortgage when I'm not even in a house yet that we have. It sucks. We should be in there by the 23rd of January, hopefully. This is coming in New Year, so really looking forward to having a home of our own and just kind of not having neighbors and stuff like that. We're going to have some awesome neighbors, but we're not going to be nobody banging and booming above you and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm super excited for the move. Just gotta get that kind of done and build some new stuff for the house and have a workshop, but not have a workshop, and really kind of really this year, next year, I want to fucking dig in deep and work on the crutch holder and stuff I want to work on. It's just been. You look at the credit cards and you're like, how the fuck am I gonna pay these off? How the fuck am I gonna pay these off? And I've been debating on doing all that stuff and how am I gonna pay that off and I did a GoFundMe that went nowhere again because it's like Mike's like you need to have kind of things. Do have a Twitch channel, which I want to do more of the Twitch stuff. I want to kind of get some stuff in there. The Patreon, I do like it, but I have nothing to honestly offer you guys. I really don't. I don't know, man. I believe in giving content, but if you want to donate to us and stuff like that, if you enjoy what you enjoy, click, subscribe. That's all I can fucking tell you. It's like I go to YouTube. YouTube's like, oh, you can monetize, but you need fucking blah blah blah. And Patreon kind of works their way around that. Like, hey, you can do this for this tier and that tier. And I told people, I'm like, $1 a month out of your fucking paycheck is nothing, but the $1 a month goes a long way for me to keep building design. It keeps me kind of going, so I don't have to worry about. Like I said, my goal in this coming fucking year, once everything's done, is to not have to worry about paycheck to paycheck. Not gonna be a full-time YouTuber. I don't want to be a YouTuber. I don't want to be this. I want to put up videos to time lapse. I want to show you guys what I'm working on. I would love it, if fucking more companies took me seriously, took us seriously. And we're like, hey, you can try this or you can try that. A few have, and a few were like, hey, you're just not going to. And it all comes down to views. And if we're putting money, so we're giving you some product. What are you doing with it? It's kind of the thing. It's like, bro, you're throwing me a $20 roll of fucking filament. I'm doing this with it to see what it functions like. I'm driving traffic your way, blah, blah, blah. And it sucks, going to all these fucking YouTube pages and people and these ideas. So, and then you're being told no. I've been told more times, like, no, daily. It's like you get no. You're not gonna work for us. You're not. So I don't know what the formula is for any of this. And I have a lot of friends that do their Twitch channels and are like, oh my god, I'm getting paid, and I'm getting paid a little bit. It's nothing, but it's oh my god, it's scaring the hell out of me. I'm like, no, you're putting something other people are enjoying, and that's the thing. Keep doing it. Keep loving yourself and let if you keep enjoying what you're doing, you're having a great time doing it, enjoy it. Oh, but I don't know, man. It's like, dude, just have fun fucking doing it. With us, it's just like we have so many ideas. I have so many ideas. That the crutch is, coming along. I'm working, starting to learn how to, do CAD. CAD can take anywhere from months to learn it. I have friends that are trying to learn it and they're just like, Jesus, fuck, I can't, and it's one thing I'm not said I didn't learn in high school, stuff like that. I took a fine arts a lot, so I learned how to do filmmaking, writing. My first goal in life was to become a filmmaker. I wanted to be a filmmaker and writer. I still write. I still do a lot of editing and stuff like that. So after a lot of this stuff on Final Cut, I play with that a lot and learn stuff like that. I love doing time lapse. I love doing stuff like that. But I never thought I'd be fucking sitting here doing this shit. Engineering has always been kind of my thing, and I went to college, stuff like that. So it's like, somebody the other day going, oh, you do this open mind thing, but you're not an engineer. I said, no, I'm not an engineer. You have to be a fucking engineer to know what you're doing. Most people can learn what they need to know through YouTube and books and actually sitting down with the fucking company in general and learning geometries and stuff like that. If you get a basic understanding of it, you're already 40 steps ahead of where you need to be. Welding, I learned the same way. I didn't go to school for it. You don't need to. You can learn it as you go. I met more people self-taught. I met a guy the other day who runs a huge fucking animation business, private. he takes private projects, and I go, how'd you learn all that? He goes, well, I started, when I was a kid, and then I hired people on that are really fucking talented, He goes, I learned that. He goes, that was all self-taught. I went to a couple of schools, learned a couple of things at the annexes. I went to a lot of things. Because one thing to do, if you love it, keep doing it. That's the thing that's the only thing I can tell you. Keep doing it. Just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. Because school can only take you so far. The degree can only take you so far. Now, the problem with that degree is you need to kind of pop yourself out of it and kind of learn your own fucking path to it. It's like somebody's going to teach you what they learned from a book. That's fine. Everybody's doing it on YouTube. You can learn that shit. You'll learn 40 different variations of it. Now, take what you can from each one of those things you've learned and then implement it. And I'm like, wow, all right, so I'm not wrong for not going to college. He goes, no, man. The only thing you're missing is you're not fucking overly dead. That's the only thing they got that you don't got. He goes, the thing is, you can fucking hop on YouTube. People are putting videos up. I put up one about the robo fucking motor, and it got over like 300 fucking hits. I'm like, oh, and come to find out it was the same thing I already knew from the XYZ printer. It was the fucking harness, because I bought this thing, $700 printer. Now it's $500. God damn, I still can't believe I fucking spent that much. Great printer. The Robo is an amazing. If you're gonna do quick prototype design, if you're trying to do filaments, the Robo is where you want to go. It's good. It heats up nice and fast. Easily modifiable for what your business applications are. And I told them that. I said, man, the printer is fucking easily. You can easily put stuff on it, take stuff off of it if you need it. He easily heats up. You can put an enclosure around it if you need an enclosure. You can easily modify it to add stuff. Did I overpay? Fuck yeah, I overpaid. I overpaid a lot, and I was fucking literally broker than shit. And I'm just like, ouch. Do I play with it every day? Not really. The CR10s are my babies. The Robo it's a smaller printer, so it's kind of hard to do bigger prototypes that I need and projects that I need. So it's good to do parts. It doesn't build as big. That's why people are going to the larger printers. I think Robo is going to kind of suffer from that, and their newer design. I think everybody now that people are wanting to multi-manufacture in their houses or makers are everywhere. I think this is where the problem's going to be is we need bigger fucking printers. You have the rise, you have things, and the problem is the more bigger you get, the more fucking expensive the printers become, and those get specialty bought by specialties like myself, people in home businesses, so they can kind of work out of their own shops. They're not paying big fucking overhead. They're not paying for many employees. I think that's where it's going to be going. I mean, once I get in a new house and a new place, I'll be podcasting in my different area, probably my room. You can podcast fucking anywhere. I told that one friend because she wants to start a podcast anywhere. But I need to buy a recorder, but I need to buy this. No. Buy fucking a Zoom, buy a really decent recorder for $100. Buy a decent microphone and set up a little splitter for your mics. Boom, bring your friends on. You can Skype and record the Skype call through your fucking computer. Bang, you're done. And that's a podcast. You don't need to spend $50,000 on things, And the funny thing is, like, everybody's like, how much, they look at me, how much does all your stuff cost? And I went to the list and I went, this is what I owe in credit cards. Not much. I owe $6,000. There you go. Now you guys know what I owe. How am I going to pay that off? Still working. Still working on how to pay in, the minimum so when I can. Working a job, that I like. Just paying rent and paying shit and paying the credit cards and paying this and paying that. It's like, ugh. So, would love to make more money and would love to keep doing this more. Would love to do more videos on YouTube. So it's my job to sit down and edit and put stuff together. I've been twitching with Mike, and I said, man, this has been fun. I've had more fun doing that. I want to do more time lapses because I'm doing another 3D print for a colleague who has commissioned me, and I have another commission, like I said, coming up, and I have another commission coming up soon. I have another commission. And my buddy called me, he goes, need help. Since you're the only one I know, and I really trust your expertise. I'm like, I'm not a fucking expert. And they went, no, I did not like that. But you know where to send people. You don't hide what you know. And this is what I need. So I'm gonna try to get a hold of a friend that does autographs and see if he can jump in on the project. The project is for a movie called Leprechaun. For those who don't know who that is. It's an old scary ass movie that I watched when I was a kid with my mom. My mom never really. Still want to get her on the podcast. And once we get to the new house, we're gonna sit down in the kitchen, our nice big ass kitchen, and sit down and do a podcast. Because mom's really, I don't want to be on it. I look disgusting. Just get on it and have fun. So mom never censored me and my brother. She told me, I believe our first scary ass movie. I think I was like 6 or 7. My mom just finally just gave up and said fuck it, because she's like, I could censor you all day long. I could take, the Playboys away from you. I can do all this stuff. You're gonna find it anyway. There's nothing I can do. My mom was kind of an engine, kind of fucking epiphany. She already knew like data and stuff like that was going to become faster and faster. Computers, when computers first came out, everybody was looking for porn. Porn wasn't, it was expensive back then. Now you have porn fucking anywhere from your cell phones to your iPads. Um, and you see all these kids and shit like that, just data. There's so much data and information you can get it at a fucking glance with Wikipedia and all this shit. And even the guy from Wikipedia now is looking for some funding to keep the Wikipedia going, because it's just like he's hosting it. He's like, man, I'm not making any money from this. He could fucking put ads on there. I don't know why he's not putting some ads on there, but ad traffic, which I need to do with our website, but I don't want to ad traffic get too heavy, because I want Open Mind to be a fucking the site to be easy for you guys to navigate, to go through and talked to Mike, and Mike's, like I said, it's been a wild week, but I had a lot to talk about for you guys. And this has been a reflection podcast, pretty much, and just kind of my year. But yeah, there's so much data and information. You go through it, and you're just like, shit. Google and Bing and Alexas and Google Homes and all the smart shit, and shit is just evolving so fucking quickly. My mom was kind of the entrepreneur, like knowing, she's like, oh, I was like, why did I watch all these fucking movies? And mom was like, hey, if I there was no way of censoring you to it. There was no way. She said, I just gave up, and when you ever asked a question, I would just tell you what it was. Like sex. Here's sex. Here's a dick. Here's vagina. Here's what happens. There's how you were made. Curse words. This is what a curse word is. This is what this word actually means. And, I was telling we were talking about drinking the other night, but let me get back to the thing. So, Leprechaun is a movie about when I finally saw it, I think I was like 6 or 7 years old, and I saw it, and we watched it like, I think 3 to 4 times. We had HBO way back in the day when you had to pay for your cable box. Like, it wasn't a black box. Right? Got a black box way into the future, and we had free porn, and that's why we saw it. You're not supposed to watch, and you're like, oh my god, boobs, and you're sitting there, and your dick gets hard, and you're like, oh my god, this is great. But we watched Leprechaun, I want to believe, I think 3 or 4 times, and what happens is this fucking Leprechaun's done a well, but the guys find a pot of gold, and the Leprechaun fucking starts freaking out. It's in this well, and he could change himself to like, do things, and they're like this farmer was like had them, and it's like the Leprechaun tricked him, and the Leprechaun's played by Warwick Davis, and Warwick's been on like Life's Too Short, Star Wars. He was in Harry Potter, all this shit. So Warwick's actually a really cool dude. My buddy has actually met him quite a few times. He runs his own autograph company now, and he's met Warwick quite a few times, and they've talked and about Star Wars. And he went on a cruise, and Warwick met him again. I was like, gee, how many times have you met Warwick Davis? He's like, he's actually a really sweetheart. He's a really nice guy, down to earth. So I'm probably gonna ask my buddy Chris if I can actually get something autographed or something like that, and see how much it would be if Warwick would do it. And then we can do this 3D print, because my buddy's brother is a huge Leprechaun fan apparently, and my buddy goes, I looked all around for all these fucking busts and everything like that for Leprechaun, but they want like $700-800. I'm on a fucking budget. I went, okay, so what do you want to do? He's like, I want to do something unique, but I don't know how good your skills are with modeling and stuff. And I said, I'm still learning. I can sculpt a little bit, but I'm still learning the digital aspect of it. And he goes, well, I go, here's what I can do though. So let's go down the rabbit hole and see what we can find. If we can come up with something unique for him, I think he'd like it. And he goes, and he smiled. He went, that's why I talk to you. That's why I talk to you. You never say you can't do it, but you always say, let's try. And my buddy got super excited, and I go, well, here's the thing. My buddy actually knows them. Maybe we can kind of get something, ask for how much more it would be, an autograph. Maybe we can do a little, scan photo. We can turn it into a thing and kind of have him sign it and stuff like that. And he was like, oh my God, really? I said, let me see. And let me, get a hold of Hampton and a good friend of mine and see what happens. Let's cross our fingers, and, hopefully Hampton can pretty much talk to anybody. He's met the original Kermit the Frog and Steve. I forget, that guy. Which everybody was like, holy shit, I wish, why would they pull this guy and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother fucking conversation. But yeah, that's like the one project coming up, because I guess he wants to do a coin from the Leprechaun, and stuff like that. So we can easily 3D print something and then probably get it molded, and then stuff like that. I'm not a good molder. I don't have the room to do mold things. I don't have a workshop to do any of that by the equipment. But yeah, um, but yeah, mom was always very, very awesome. She never really censored us. She did when we were young, but she just gave the fuck up. She was like, man, she's like, I couldn't, you guys were doing your own fucking thing. I couldn't. She had two boys, me and my brother, and um, she was like, it was better just to fucking explain it to you than just hide it from you because I couldn't. There's parents are just I don't know what parents these days they. I have children. I need to censor them. It's good fucking luck. Your kid's either probably learning about it in 2.1 seconds, or you know, and a lot of parents nowadays. I hate that the iPhone generation. I hate or the smartphone generation, the iPhone, the Android generation because it's fucking. I'm at work. It's all I see. Kid crying. Oh, here's the iPad. Oh, he's crying. Here, give him the phone. Oh, put the game on for him. I don't want to talk to them. It's just like the parents are like the kid's running around and doesn't see the world around him and doesn't get to explore it in general. And you're just like, man, that kind of sucks. And I've talked about it before. And I hate that thing. And my mom was, ahead of the time. Here I wear a fucking smartwatch to track my health and stuff like that at work, and I get, text messages are obviously turned off. I don't get any notifications at work. I'm only allowed to track my health through it. Um, but even this has kind of gotten retarded at work. It's like, we don't want you looking at your watch, blah, 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 blah. But yet you see a fucking guest or somebody from the inside of the company doing their thing. And it's like, Jesus Christ, people. It's like, here I am dealing with people making this company money, and yet I'm not, and you're the one being a fucking hypocrite. Okay, cool. Not a knock on my job. I'm just saying, I'm seeing in today's fucking society, when you tell your employees to do certain things and you spot culture things that you're just like, Jesus, fuck, man, you're telling us to do one thing and you're doing another, wow. But I'm grateful that my mom was, in general, fucking, both my parents, my dad's an immigrant, my mom, was adopted, and, they did the best they could. They fucking raised me and they turned me into this open-minded guy. Um, you guys been traveled on this road with me, and it's been a wild rush, and it's brought my mind open. My mom was always kind of, this person that would, you know, make shit out of scratch. She'd always like, you can just build that. Don't worry about fucking buying it. She look at the price. I can go ahead and buy that. I can go do. I can go buy things to make that. I think that's where my creativity came from. Don't know why I didn't go to school for engineering. But like I said, you can learn engineering any way you want. I can fucking literally pull books up right now from Nook or whatever I want. So I have plenty of engineering friends that have gone to engineering school and they're working for companies, small companies. John finished up his master's, for the company that he's working for, structural engineering. So John, if I need any questions, I just go to him. I'm like, hey, so like with this whole, and we're talking about shearing and things breaking and 3D printing materials and then fusions, and we're like talking about all that shit and resins, and so like I had background in like castings and making shit out of scratch. So it was kind of like, maybe that material would hold better. No, that wouldn't hold better. Let's try this. And when I learned about all that shit, I'm just like, cool. But yeah, mom always fucking had that mindset. My dad was always kind of a hard head, kind of work your ass off to get where you are. I'm an immigrant. I worked my ass off to get where I'm here. I came from Afghanistan, a war-torn country. You should understand. I left this country, and my parents had me and my brother when they were young, and their lives weren't easy. Fucking so they were always like, work your ass off to get what you want. Work. And you'll get there, and you work hard, and you'll get there, and gotta be grateful for that because a lot of kids don't fucking see that. I'm 32 now, gonna be 33 in about over a month and a half, and it's sad. You look at today's society, kids and shit, and I'm like talking to kids, and everybody wants to be this YouTube star, and they want to just fucking sit home and just do this, and it's like, nah, bro, you really gotta put the hours in for all the YouTubers you see. They're doing fucking tons of hours of content. My buddy Moby, who you guys met, we were just talking the other day, and he said, I need you to critique the web series I just got done doing. And I said, oh man, I really have nothing much to say. It's fixed, audio. Nick, get like a recorder and get a boom mic, and that should fix the wind. It said, if you need any help editing the audio, I'm here. We'll run it through a software. I'll help you with Audacity. I'll help you, bring down some levels, fix some levels, so you're not peaking as hard. And then it sounds good. We'll fix all that in post. And he goes, oh wow, man. He goes, I appreciate that. And he goes, man, but you really got me hooked. I really didn't know what I was watching. And I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. You seem like you and your guys were having a blast. And he goes, yeah, we were. It was a good time. And he was saying thanks for the input. He just smiled and thanks for the input. I said, I told them, you should invest a little bit more money, just get a cheaper recorder, save some money up, nothing great, get a Zoom or whatever, like a recorder that works for you. You guys can wire that up to a little mic above your head. He goes, man, I did what I had to do with nobody around me, and I have no friends that are the cameraman, and I was like, you don't need all that, man. Just take a little tripod, kick it, set your tripod shot up, and then know where you're shooting, and bang, mark your mark on like a piece of chalk on the fucking ground, and there you go. And he goes, man, this is why I talk to you, because you're just like so, um, you're just so like, let's do it without doing it, we have nothing to worry. Um, and that's just the fun part of being creative and just doing your fucking thing. I mean, if you want it, you got to go get it, and yeah, it's been a reflection of this year, like seeing Facebook fucking posts pop up, and just seeing, it's been 4 years, and what do you have to show for it? I'm like, well, not much, but I've been building that, been trying that. That didn't work. 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 Calling all these companies like, hey, I want to try this. I want to try that. And then calling, like I said, I'm not gonna knock Forum Labs for their shit, but I got my first dislike from the video. Like, you didn't understand what resin was about. No shit. It's called R&D testing. I wanted to find out about resin. Palo, the guys that make shit printer, they finally got back to me. They were super sweet, and they're Matter Hackers, who make the Robo printer from Robo, or they do the Matter Hackers fucking slicer that Robo uses. They wrote me back and they're like, hey man, you're welcome to become a thing. And I said, hey, you guys didn't get back to me, but I'm not concerned. Obviously, I didn't work out for you. And he writes back. He goes, hey man, yeah, your numbers don't work well for us. And I kind of think, I'm like, shit, man. So on Twitter, I've been kind of getting a little mouthy with companies, and it's like, yeah, man, you gotta give the fucking people a chance. If it doesn't work out, give me a month, give me 2 months. If it doesn't work out for you, it doesn't give you fucking numbers. If it doesn't drive people to your product, your idea, then fucking pull. You're not wasting any money, and it's pretty much free advertising. I told the guy that straight up. I was like, it's free advertising. What the fuck are you losing? You're not paying me anything, and they're like, yeah, like, so at Forum Labs, I was hoping, to get a little bit of help there and try to get my credit cards are a little high, so a lot of the creditors are like, hey, we're not going to give you any more money. You need to start paying this back a little bit more, and because I want to get a resin printer. But when I learned more about the resin and doing more of a deep dive into the Forum Labs, printer and stuff like that, is it worth it? And a lot of the time, a lot of the fucking consensus that I've gotten from a lot of people that do resin printing is no. Resin printing is fucking expensive. It is meant for fully manufacturing. If your model isn't fucking A-gamed, then don't do it. The Moai is the only one. Like, I've talked to that company that makes the Moai, and they were hitting me up on Twitter, and they wrote me back a huge email. They're like, listen, man, like, we would love to help you, but, we don't even think this would be fucking feasible. They didn't say the fucking word, but they wrote like, we don't think this would be feasible for the hand grips you're making. We don't think this would be feasible for crutch tips because, dude, it just prints solid. There's no way to do infill and stuff like that to adjust the squishiness or whatever you need, the density. And we talked. I said, man, thank you for freaking giving me the feedback, because no one's giving me the feedback. That's all I want. But I really like. Is there any way to try one? And a couple other printer companies got back to me and said, hey man, we'll talk to you later, but right now we're not ready to hand, we don't want you to review our printer and stuff like that. Like, it's just, it's something we'll look at it in the future, but right now Persa did that, and they were like, right now we're not looking to get reviews and everything, but I really want to try a resin printer. And I looked them up, the $200 one, and it's just very costly. A buddy of mine who does Alan Lincoln over at Evil Monkey Studios wants to get one too, and he's just like, man, he's like, what have you learned? And I was like, I've learned that they're costly, and I've learned that you really need to make sure that the pieces that you're resin is very tricky. It's not like you can do resin cast and bang, it's good to go. It's been very, very interesting on how that it works, and and the guys from Moai and Matter Hackers, they were very awesome and lovely, and I can't thank them enough for being very open. And with their shit, and just very upfront, like, listen, man, this isn't for you. Like, we're not trying to be dicks. And Forum Labs was very upfront too with it, but they were just very. So how can we get you one today? And how much we charge you? It's like, no, it's like, so you guys don't help anybody. You guys are just trying. And granted, they're, like I said, these companies are fucking businesses. They need to make overhead. They need to keep that company running. Um, the problem with somebody like myself, like a real R&D company that's like, listen, I want to fucking help you. I want to help myself. I want to fucking know. I'm not trying to steal your work. I'm trying to make fucking people go to you get your shit. I want people to buy your shit. Ninja Flex is one of them. Like, they've helped me out tenfold. I paid them back tenfold by buying a lot of tons of their fucking filament back. I said, and they've been great. And they're like, how are the hangers working? Like, how's it working? Does it help? And I'm like, dude, I gotta make print new ones, but I want to resculpt them, and there's things I want to change with the material, the stretchiness, and the durability, and and they're like, well, get back, talk to us, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, if you want to talk, I'll talk. And they've been lovely and helpful, and I'm just like, God, this is fucking great. This is what it should be. And they're like, what are your plans with it? I'm like, well, I want to make a couple and sell them. Obviously pay my fucking bills is the thing. I don't want to be a fucking millionaire, but I want to be financially secure with this fucking company and help it grow a little bit and diversify it, and not have to worry about, like I said, a fucking day job, and then that's the goal of it. But there's people they go into these companies and they start, as my buddy put it, he was like, he was laughing one day because we were talking about at work the other day, and he goes, it's funny because these guys are putting out these fucking prototype and Kickstarter, and he said, oh, what am I now? I'm an entrepreneur, and he goes, I thought about you, but you're actually working towards little things. And these guys are just like, oh, I have an idea, but it's not going to go anywhere. They're just trying to get cheap cash for free, and you're really trying to get cash, but invest it into your shit to get it going and getting people that are qualified to do it. And I was like, yeah. Like, the thing is, I don't want to put out shit for you guys. I don't. Podcasting too. It's like, I don't want it. If I have nothing to say, that's why it took so damn long to put out an episode. I don't want to give you guys shit, but I want to give inspiration, and why put out garbage in episode? You don't deserve it because you're not paying for it, but you're clicking on it, listening to it, and going, good points, bad points, etc. When I started this shit, it's like I looked at the Indiegogos and even the GoFundMe. Me and John sat and had our first business meeting. He's like, yeah, no, let's not do like the GoFundMe thing. If it goes anywhere, and the GoFundMe thing did pay for a couple credit cards. It paid for a little bit of stuff. And I think we only ended up getting like 500, but it helped a lot. And the people that helped me, Judith, Daniel, I can name the names, all of them. Joe, Uncle Joe, everybody, my Aunt Colleen, everybody who fucking said, you know what, here's some cash, go do it, go do the pod, go do you, help those. I've already helped one of my coworkers. I've already helped somebody else. I wish I started doing the Instagram thing more. My buddy goes, so what is this open mind thing? Like, what's your goal by the end of the day? My goal is to make products better for myself, make it reliable, and make it affordable, and make it for people that can just, if they have a 3D printer, fucking print it themselves. And that's the first and foremost thing. Formlabs was doing the same thing. I guess they're trying to make parts, and a lot of companies are trying to make parts where you can print them on the go and stuff like that. And my goal is to make it affordable, because a lot of this shit isn't affordable. It's not readily available for anything. There's a lot of medical companies doing it too, but it's very very expensive. And I kind of want the average Joe to be able to be like, hey, I need these, bang. I'm gonna obviously I'm gonna charge a price for the fucking model. I gotta make some fucking money. I can't just make it, and my hours is gonna be DRM'd. And so I was talking to myself the other day, and I went, okay, so we're doing this because Formlabs we had a talk on the phone for like maybe about 45 minutes, and she goes, what is your goal with the resin? Have you tried our flexible part? I did. Yeah, I broke it the other day, which wasn't really fun that I broke it, but I really needed to make sure if I could bend it and how flexible it would be. I think I still have the box somewhere. I think I tossed it. I don't fucking know. Oh no, it's sitting up here. I still got it because I looking at it. But I started looking through other resins. And I was doing research for my friends too, because my friends really want to get into this shit for their businesses. And they're like, oh, one friend does masks, silicone masks. And he's like, hey man, would the form be good? Is it affordable? Is it what? And I'm like, do your own research. He's like, bro, I don't know. Like, he called them, and he fucking has money. The guy has money, but he's like, I don't want to fucking blow all this cash and not be what I want, which I don't fucking blame him. For like his clients and shit. His clients are, mask makers and movie people that do films and Indiegogos and all that shit, for films. So he was like, hey, what did you find out? I called him. He called me afterwards. And I gave him the rundown. I was like, hey, this is what I've been told. They don't help. anything. They don't give you discounts. They're there to make their money, man. Here's what you're gonna need. Here's this. Here's this. He's like, well, fuck it, man. He was like, how much is it all gonna cost? At the end of the day, he goes, I fucking have to hire my. He's got like 6 people he has hired, and he's like, I don't, I gotta pay them, and we gotta get the fucking printers running, and he just bought like 2 other printers, and he's like, well, what should I invest in? And I think they did buy a resin printer. I don't know which one it was. It wasn't really from China knockoff or something like that, but they do use it once in a fucking blue moon. But they're trying to get something more reliable, more. And I'm like, well, the forms for it's that, man. The resin is really expensive. They really do their R&D testing, but the problem is, blah. This is how many prints you're gonna get with it. And he was like, he goes, fuck it, man. So a lot of people come back to me for a lot of input, and I'm just like, damn. But yeah, trying out that shit, and them sitting down with me going, hey man, it's physically not feasible for what you want to do. You want to test. And then the cool thing was, I did talk, like I said, I talked to them, and they're like, hey, go to Shapeways and send your model over there. I'm like, I don't want to fucking spend money to Shapeways, and then fucking find out that the model needs, I'm missing something on the model. Like, they print it, and it's like a piece of shit. I want to test it first to make sure it's correct, and then fucking blah. And they're like, well, that's the best we can offer you, Ollie. I went, all right, well, whatever, fuck it. And Shapeways you can go to. I recommend that if you friends do Shapeways, and Shapeways is not fucking cheap at all by any means. If you're trying to do your thing, it's not affordable, especially for a maker. You got to make sure your numbers are fucking correct before you send that model out to the makers and get your plans out to the maker that are gonna CNC it or mold it or fucking resin cast it or get it really like looking presentable. So it's a lot of manufacturing. You're just like, God, I can do that all in house. So that's why all my friends, they do wood. I got a friend that does woodworking. I didn't even know he did full on. He does tables, cabinets, fucking professional. I'm like, damn, I didn't know you did woodworking. He's like, I've been skilled in it for years. I was like, why do you have all this equipment? He's like, I do it myself. I don't want to send it out to somebody else. That way I know what to fix, and my clients are fucking happy. But yeah, man, like I said, it's been a fucking long year of just this road, this idea, this goal, and for those who are listening or YouTubers, gamers, shit like that, keep doing your fucking craft, and it will go somewhere. I don't fucking know, but I don't plan on stopping podcasting. I enjoy doing these and getting shit off my brain, and taking a deep breath and going, how am I gonna pay this bill this week? So, but yeah, man, I'll do doing more of this shit, and I need to get more into Fusion. My computers aren't even strong enough. I did a GoFundMe that I was gonna I did a GoFundMe a month ago. I started it, and yeah, I was doing the math on computers that I needed, so I do need to get the desktop, a newer desktop, or I can upgrade this guy a little bit more, but I don't know. I got an Acer that's I bought it a while back, but man, all I've been that fucking money went like that, man. Yeah. I realized why a company I follow, Forum Labs, they're always doing they're doing consistent fucking fundraisers for his company. I gotta talk to him too. He seems like a really chill cat. Aaron Westbrook, if you want to check out Forum 5 Prosthetics, check them out at .org. Check them out. Judith, who donated to our GoFundMe, he said, hit me up with that. She's like, you gotta go talk to this guy. And then a buddy of mine hit me up for Enabling the Future. Trent, my buddy Trent, worked for Enabling the Future here in Florida. And he goes, man, you really should get in contact with them and help them out getting some shit printed, and maybe you can learn a few things, tips and tricks. Cause that's what you're like. Your mindset's all about this betterness of these fucking crutches and your crutch tips and your hand grips and this and this. And he's like, you have so many fucking ideas. Maybe you should get in contact with them. Maybe they can help you out getting some stuff. Maybe they can you should look for grants. And my lawyer's like, you should look into grants. And I looked into grants, and then it's been a wild weird. I looked into grants, and then I found this company that does them, but they're like a fucking weird thing. It's called grantsusa.com. Don't go to them. I literally had to do fraud detection on them because I should have checked BBB before I did. I really should have, because we're legit. I'm not this guy stealing people's money and not go anywhere. My buddies were like, hey, we're giving you this money to make you start your dream, because we know you're having fun. We know you're doing it. It makes you fucking happy. And when they look at me and they smile, and I got to thank Rob Reyes for this, my good amigo of mine from work, amazing fucking dude who's now in cancer remission. It's been over like 3 years now since he's had cancer and shit. And a good friend, Stephanie Warner, too. She's going through her cancer again. It's been a fucking roller coaster ride for my friends this year, but I've been doing all I could to support them and love them. But my buddy Rob told me a year ago. He said, he goes, the money I put into you, I gave you $100 to start you what you wanted to do, start this company, this idea, this goal of your life. He goes, if you stop, I will be upset. I will be angry. I will be all of this. He goes, if you keep going and you wake up every morning and you're doing what you love, my money was well spent. And I went, man, I could never pay you back. He goes, don't worry about paying me back. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. And I've already paid it forward. I've already helped out a coworker. I've already did these podcasting. I've already paid my ideas, my goals. I've helped more fucking friends with getting their 3D printing started, their projects or goals. Like John, I'm helping him, a good friend of mine who's make these tridents for this school play thing, paying it forward. Helping out makeup artists who have helped me, friends who have been like, hey, and let me give you a little something, Do I want to become a millionaire at the end of the day? And the goal is, I'd like to be financially secure. I don't want to worry about this fucking paycheck. I'm going to keep doing open mind. I'm going to keep loving this shit. I'm going to keep working on stuff. I already have some crutch tips. I want to fucking start designing because I'm tired of fucking going out to go out. Let me tell you about that too. Like I said before, the reason why we started this company, and I talked to all these companies about, doing your own R&D testing and what my goal was with them and resin, why I wanted resin, to see how much durable resin is, if it's faster, is it cleaner. So I needed crutches for my canes, for my crutches my forearm crutches that I had to wear. You can see my Instagram, you know what I look like and all that shit. I walk with crutches, obviously. So I go to Amazon. This is really fucked up. Amazon's cool. I had to explain to a coworker because my own coworker, he's old, he bitches about everything. I'm not gonna say his name. He's a great dude, nevertheless, but just complains about everything. If it's not perfect, he just complains. He's like, man, Amazon prices are fucking horrible, blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, you know what Amazon is? And he goes, well, it was a bookstore way back in the day. Amazon has become a big giant warehouse. It's pretty much everybody can sell their products and their ideas, what have you. So say if you're a computer person and you're selling computer RAM for computers. So you open a marketplace up on there and you put your shit on there and you say, okay, I want to sell these I have 31 of these in stock. Okay, I want to sell my stock. I bought these for this. I need to get rid of them for this. Now I'm going to add 2-day free shipping. I'm going to fucking blah, blah, blah. And now people can go on anywhere, walks of fucking life, anywhere in the world and say, oh my God, I need that computer RAM. What's the price that he's willing to pay for it? Well, he wants to pay $28 for 8 gigs of RAM. Cool. One stick. Cool. And you do that. And I was like, so what Amazon does is it's a wholesale. You send all your product to them. They ship it. They sell it. Get rid of it for you. And you get you pay them a percentage of what they did for their work. And then your client gets whatever they need. And Amazon takes care of the logistics for you. And he goes, oh, I didn't know all that. I said, that's what Amazon is. Amazon has become that. Now, the problem with getting certain things like crutch tips, it's really hard. I had to send back, I ordered 2 sets of crutches I needed. I bought some new ones from Medline. And Medline's a huge company. A lot of the shit's made in China because it's used to make over there and stuff like that. Aluminum, cheap aluminum. I wouldn't recommend them for... I wouldn't recommend certain types of the crutches, so make sure you're getting the right set. There are some thicker ones, but I've broken quite a few sets. Surprisingly, the ones I have now are holding up for now. I do need to get another set, and that's why the 3D crutch is coming into place, and trying to find the correct filament that would probably benefit from the print. And so we'll see how that fucking goes. Who knows? It's like I said, R&D testing. But I went on, needed crutch tips. So like, okay, let me go type in Medline. Let me see the orders I made for my thing, and I found them. Okay, I think a pair of them came up to, I want to say $11. Yeah, like $12. Okay, click order. Okay, waiting. Waiting. Finally, I get an email from Amazon saying, hey, your order is supposed to be shipped, but apparently it's going to be delayed by the next week. Can you wait, or do you want us just to cancel the order? The seller doesn't have them in stock. Ah, shit. Okay. So here I go from buying something that was $12, going, oh shit, alright, just cancel the order. Now I have to go find something. I was waiting because I needed the crutch tips like ASAP. Okay, now you can go to Walgreens, Walmart, shit like that, but their crutch tips are fucking weird, and it's like crutches, are weird because you need rubber, but you need it's weird texturing and stuff like that. The material that they're gonna use. Same crutch tips. Went back on Amazon again because I was like, I need fucking crutch tips. So I ended up spending. I think I got a pack of like I think 10 boxes of crutch tips because I go through these things probably like every month. These things need to be switched out every month. Just the way I walk at work, just the way being a disabled person. If you see your mom, your dad, your brother, whoever, anybody who needs to walk with a cane, you're gonna see those crutch tips burn down so fast just due to the temperature, the material, shit like that. Um, and it's insane. It's insane how fast you fucking have to go through things because you're walking on every surface known to man. You're working on, stuff like that. Went on there, so they didn't have the single pair that I needed, but Medline had a box, a case for I think it was like $30 for 10 pairs, 10 boxes of them. So I'm like, fuck it. I mean, they don't have one, but they have a fucking case of these. Rip open the fucking case and sell me one pair. So I had to click on the fucking case. The case came up to like $34, $35 for 10 pairs. Had to wait, I think, 2 days because one day shipping was I think like $25. I was like, fuck that. I'm not paying that. So I was literally nursing I took an old pair of crutch tips that I had on another pair that were like kind of really, really burned down. They were like really fucking broken. I stuck them back on. They lasted me till the end of the night. Thank God. Thank God, man, those crutch tips came. And they came. My mom was like, what'd you order now? God damn it. And I'm like, I ordered fucking crutch tips. Ripped them open, popped them on. I was like, oh, thank God, man. Because do you see how long that fucking took? So I wasted fucking 4 days of needing crutch tips. And I was like, I can't go to Walmart because Walmart doesn't have the right ones. Called around, looked around to all the websites. Nobody had what I needed. The 3D printer would have came in super fucking handy because I could have printed what I needed that night and probably got them done within 5 hours instead of waiting 72 hours. Wink, wink. That's why 3D printing is coming in so fucking handy, and this is why I would use even resin. I would have been like, stick them on the fucking the Formlab, or stick them on the fucking resin printer, or stick them on the the FDM printer. Bang, stick Ninja Flex in there, fucking print it, bang, done. And granted, that's my own fault for not testing and not starting to sculpt and stuff like that. There are some things in the crutch tip that needs to be redesigned. It's really weird, but I don't want to go into full detail about that. It's just something that my mind goes through. It's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. This is why 3D printers, I mean, yes, they cost a little bit more to run them, but this is why people, makers, builders, designers are like, fuck it, I can just reprint it. It's already here on my computer. I can make 4 to 5 of them and make adjustments as I go and fucking get them. You don't have to like wait for. The cool thing about it is, you don't have to wait for hours and hours and hours for a manufacturer to finally fucking get them in a box, get them on a truck, get them out the door, and get them to you. And their stock does sell, so it's like, oh my God. So it's insanity. It's fucking insanity how long it took for me to get these crutch tips. But case in fucking point, it took me instead of a day, I think I ordered them on Saturday. They were supposed to be here on Monday. Monday didn't happen. They sent me an email from Amazon saying, hey man, the seller doesn't have them in stock. Somebody else doesn't have them in stock. We checked everywhere, nobody has really. However, we have a fucking case of them for fucking $30-something if you want to buy those instead. It was like, I could have fucking easily just put the file on the printer, printed it, and got them on. And they would have lasted, I don't know, fucking maybe a week to a month, maybe 3 weeks. Who knows? My next thing is, though, down this fucking rabbit hole of mine for the 3D printing, which Form 5 does do, and I've been really fucking needing to look into it, and I've been really R&Ding it, and it's really hard. There's only like one company I know about, and Philibot's got one of their own, but it's a 3D recycling system, and that's one thing I need to fucking start getting into, because I really want to get into this recycling area. I want to see how many hours I'm on at this fucking podcast. Holy shit, I'm on an hour of this. I've been rambling about garbage for you guys. I'm sorry. As the recycling, and it's been wild. Not many companies are doing that either, but they're pushing this recycling, going green and shit. I do believe in going green. I don't believe in fucking using plastic fucking all the time, but 3D printing is all about that. So I'm kind of somewhat of a hypocrite in this genre. I've thrown out my own fair share of 3D prints. I would rather grind them down to fucking pellets and then reuse it, so you're not wasting a lot of material and the environment's going to be happy, you know. Um, but it is what it is. I'm still looking down that road. I'm hoping shit gets affordable because we need it. But hey, it's like, okay, well, you're making the filament makers fucking going to go into business. They're not going to get a business at all, you know. They're not going to be broke. You're still going to use fresh filament and use filament, so it's case in point. So I don't know. But yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been, like I said, a fucking wild week. But that's what I've been pretty much working on. Hopefully, everything steps up. I get everything moving and grooving. Try to get my ass on the. Try to sit my desk down for like 1 day a week and just work on this Fusion 360, because even the design softwares have now changed so much that it's like, oh my god, you can do this, but you can do that. Yeah, it's insane. You literally need to be like a web developer to fucking build stuff, and you need to sit down and actually learn your craft and stuff like that. That's my own doing too. So, never said I was an expert. Never said I will be an expert, but it's wild. Anyway, yeah. Taking a moment here to breathe for a minute. Whew. But it's been a wild year. This is going to be the last podcast for the year, but I'm going to probably do another one with Mike, and I really want to sit down with him and talk. But yeah, 3D recycling definitely needs to happen this coming year. Definitely gonna gotta get the crutches done. Look some more R&D stuff. I still have my first roll of filament for a carbon fiber. Still gotta work on the CR10 to see if we can actually print that. Yeah, my money in order and stuff like that. Definitely for that rent and stuff like that. That's why I haven't been doing much of the podcast, because I've been working to pay rent and mortgage, which is very expensive. And it's just like, when do I have time to do this? Well, I'm not getting paid to do this. So, like I said, get into podcasting. It's not that expensive. It only costs $15 a month for, I think, like 500 megabytes from Lipson. It's definitely worth it. Because I enjoy doing the hell out of these, fun out of these. Anyway, guys, I think I'm rambled out. I think I've done everything I can. I think I thanked you guys enough for the year and people for the year. But I'll probably do another one of these probably tomorrow. Hopefully Mike will be on. I'll probably do it when I play a video game or something. That was our game plan. Holy crap, it's almost 1 o'clock. Holy shit. Where did my weekend go? We'll see. Yeah, guys. Like I said, I want to give a shout out to Michael, and want to give a moment of silence for his sister. All right. I pay my respects to that. We're still waiting on to stuff like that. But thanks everyone. I will be doing a Twitch stuff more live streams of the 3D printing. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks everybody for the likes, the subscribes, all that stuff. I know it fucking sucks when people are like, subscribe, all this stuff. The reason why people are telling you to do that is because fucking YouTube and Instagram and all these fucking people, when you're trying to get something off the ground or trying to get financing or anything, how many likes do you have? How many fucking subscribers do you have? How many fucking hits do you have? That's what it becomes down to. That's when people are like, subscribe, hit the notification button, because, dude, fucking every single time that they're trying to make money, or Amazon, if you don't have like 1 or not like 2 subscribers, fucking nobody wants to deal with you. So it's like, you're on your own, Skippy. That's why people are doing Patreon, and Patreon is even harder, because it's like, for 50 cents for $1, I'll give you this. It's like, dude, fucking just, I'll put advertising in that motherfucker for you. But yeah, I'm grateful for my people. I mean, like I said, I haven't got paid by any of them for any of those things. But I'm probably going to do an advertising thing this year on our Facebook page, like for $1, $4 a month. Fucking, you pay me $4 a month and I'll advertise your shit. Which I think is pretty reasonable, because people are trying to, I got friends that are trying to get their music stuff out the ground. Even their companies, and they're like, hey, people aren't really, like, how do you do your shit? Who knows? But, thanks guys for letting me ramble and just kind of keep you kind of, give you something to listen to, background noise, whatever it is that you may be doing. Yeah, it's been a wild week, and yeah. But anyway, guys, keep an open mind. Thank you so much. Have a great week. I will see you hopefully tomorrow or the beginning of the new year of 2019. Okay, see ya.